What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Future Knight Eric here, back with another winner mat first place deck profile, this time using Ted as trademarked by Spell Speed for YGO, my good friend Byron, twin Eldlich Dogmatika. And I piloted this at my locals AI Fest over the weekend, winning this absolutely beautiful Zexal mat, absolutely stunning. And yeah, I guess we just jumped straight into the tournament report. My round 1 was against Virtual World. I took that 2-1. Eldlich is a very, very good grinding engine, and against Virtual World, they just can't put up with it. Round 2 was against my teammate Herbert, piloting Flounder. It was an insane match. We actually ended up drawing, going into time with me in the battle phase, doing just enough damage to kill him, which is absolutely awesome. And then from there, one of us had to win out to take the whole tournament, and luckily that was me. Round 3 was against Zombies. Luckily for me, Zombies lose to a single hand trap at the moment. Sometimes they can play through an Ash, an Imperm, or a Veiler usually shuts them down. So I managed to take that match 2-0. Then round 4 was against my other teammate Dom, which is starting to become a bit of a theme, playing against my own teammates in these tournaments. Familiar face to the channel, piloting his Just and True Dracos. That was a very, very interesting matchup. Luckily, I just had all the answers, and Eldlich against True Draco just does exceptionally well. And then the finals was against Kanan, a very skilled player at our locals, piloting a Bird Up. He actually went undefeated the whole day until he got to me, and I took that match 2-0. He did misplay heavily in the second game. He should have held a Keras and then summoned it in his following up turn, but I think with the bodies I had on board, he was worried that I could kill him next turn, so he summoned the Keras just as a body to soak up some damage, and it actually cost him the game. So that was the tournament breakdown, and I ended up getting first place, like I said, and winning this beautiful mat. Thank you to everyone who came out. It was a 24-man locals, absolutely incredible, starting off this new year at the locals we all know and love. So with that out of the way, let's just jump straight into the deck profile. It's pretty I want to say standard, even though the entire concept is absolutely insane, but yeah, here we go. So for the live twin package, we are running 3 Lilla with 1 of her extender and 2 Kissy Kill with 1 Frost, as well as the 1 brick. So originally I was running a much smaller live twin engine. I was playing a 2 Lilla, 2 Kissy Kill, only 1 Frost, and of course you have to play the brick for the send. But I ended up bumping it up because this engine is the engine that puts so much pressure and brings that front row monster pressure that is replicated by the back row trap pressure that Eldlixa and the Golden Lands and Golden Lord bring. So, you know, in my brain, the way I see it is, if somebody draws Lightning Storm against me and they Lightning Storm my back row, that's almost always okay, because it can trigger my Golden Lands and my Eldlixas in the graveyard in the end phase, or Elixir whenever. But you know, if they clear that, I will still have the Link 4, which is a pop and a draw anyway, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, I ended up playing a bit of a bigger ratio with these instead of cutting it down, just because I always wanted to see a starter to always get into that combo. For the spells, it's pretty standard as well for a live twin deck. 2 home, I'm pretty sure this is standard even in pure decks, just because this is technically our neg 1, as well as the spell that locks us into the evil twin links, which doesn't come up often, but it comes up often enough that you don't want to play 3 of this. And then for the others, I ended up playing 2 Snitch and 3 Password. So I messed around a bit with this, playing maybe 3 Snitch and 2 Password, because Snitch being on field is a Forbidden Droplets target, I suppose, that you can send. However, I ended up liking 3 Password a lot better, because drawing 2 Snitch in any hand is it's okay because you have follow-up with Snitch the next turn to add a live twin if they do end up clearing your board. However, in certain instances, you actually want to grab home so that you special instead of normaling a live twin, because against things like Flounder, against Herbert, you don't want to be normal summoning and giving them access to combos that you may have stopped in your previous turn with hand traps. So yeah, I just thought that the 3 password offers a bit more versatility. I did try cutting a password and playing the trap, but I ended up putting password back just because it essentially lets you see more starters. And that's pretty much it for the live twin package. Then for the Dogmatika package, the last live twin, evil twin deck profile I put up was Dogmatika live twin. So this package I have cut down substantially since that deck profile, only playing 1 punishment and 1 Ecclesia. Reason being is the Dogmatika punishment in this deck, although it isn't crippling, it does slow it down a bit, because that link for recursion every turn and making that every turn to grind is absolutely insane. So my thought process with the smaller package is, if I draw Ecclesia, I'm going to search for Eldlich. Unless punishment in that particular matchup is absolutely insane. But if I draw Nadir Servant, obviously I'm going to get access to Fleur de Lis as well as punishment, so it didn't really matter. And I wanted it to be that I could cycle through this entire engine in one go and not top deck punishments, because as much as punishment is an absolutely absurd card, I would rather be seeing the golden lands, the Eldlichs, the golden lords, and the cursed old lands to grind than, you know, punishments or Nadir servants that are then dead. If in actuality there is a concept of cutting 1 Nadir servant just so that, you know, you don't have dead Nadir servants, because yes, you can Nadir servants add back your Fleur as well as your Ecclesia from your graveyard, but your Ecclesia will be searching nothing because you've already cycled through all of your search targets. But this is absolutely insane engine. You have to play it. I think if not in this version with the Eldlich, you have to play it with live twins, just because it offers OTK potential, because Ecclesia plus any of the live twins is a full OTK. Then for the Golden Lord Eldlich package, we're only playing 1 Golden Lord, which I guess is a little bit interesting, because you're about to see quite a hectic, thick Eldlich package. We're playing 3 Cursed Old Lands, 2 Scarlet Sanguines, 2 Conks, and 2 Haqueras. So not the biggest Eldlich package, but the 3 Cursed Old Lands definitely require an explanation. So the reason we're playing 3, even though we're playing only 4 Golden Lands and 1 Golden Lord to search off of it, is because any live twin plus a Cursed Old Land is full Eldlich package combo, essentially. So what you end up doing is you'll go Cursed Old Land, effect, add any of the Golden Lands, obviously depending on your matchup. You can decide which is better. I usually add, obviously, the Conk. Then from there you will do your live twin combo, but instead of going into Kissy Kill first, which results in a draw, you will be going into Lilla first, which results in a pop. So you do your live twin combo, you Monster Reborn the Lilla with your Kissy Kill, popping your old land, which then sends the other golden land. So if you added Conk, you will then send Haquero, and then in the end phase you will have a golden land and a set Elixir, so you get that Golden Lord Eldlich package rolling. So that's why we're playing 3 Cursed Old Land, even though our targets aren't as plentiful as they would be in a pure version. It's just to get that initial engine rolling. And of course, going second Cursed Old Land is absolutely insane, because you can just add Golden Lord, send its Golden Lord and a Spell Trap card to send a card on the field, which is great removal. And then you can obviously use the Eldlich to send the Cursed Old Land to Monster Reborn it to make a beefy, sexy boy. This engine is absolutely cracked. I mean, it's been played with live twins for a very long time now, but I feel like with the Dogmatika and with the Link 4 now especially, it's just even more powerful than it used to be. Then for hand traps, I ended up playing 3 Ash. Definitely think you should play this at 2. I only played 3 because I changed out a different hand trap for this tournament, and it actually won me, I would say, the whole tournament. Instead of playing Veilers, I actually played 3 Lancia in the main. This card was absurd today. If you go back and listen to my tournament report, every single one of my matchups this affected, and every single one of my matchups it actually won me most of my my duels. Against Virtual World, you stop them from their banishing their spell that gets them to add the Lulu. Against zombies, you just stop their whole deck. Against Bird Up, you stop the Tri-Brigade half. Against True Draco, be it that was not such a great matchup for this card. However, it does stop their extravagance, and in actuality, I think in game 1 against Dom, I tribute summoned this. I tribute summoned my Golden Lord, summoned this, summoned back my Golden Lord off of its effect, and I had lethal, which was absolutely wild. But yeah, this card is just insane against every matchup. Against Flounder, it's insane. So I made a meta call and it paid off, definitely paid off. Yeah, and then the final hand trap I played was 3 Infinite Impermanence, obviously a staple in anyone's deck at this point. Then for the power spells, I played 3 droplets. This card is absolutely absurd, and the one called by. This is ridiculous for win droplets. The more I play in this format and this year, the more I see how absolutely ridiculous this card is. Is it ban worthy? I don't know. Is it maybe semi-limit worthy? Potentially, because every time I saw this card, I won that duel. And I just don't understand how a card like that can be fair and legal. And then obviously called by is just absolutely insane to ensure all your combos go through. And then to make the deck 46 cards, which was the ratios I wanted to play at, because you are playing bricks like Golden Lord and Fleur de Lis, I ended up playing 2 Paleozoic Dynamiscus. Reason being is this can get your Eldlich Engine live, discarding golden lands. It's a great form of disruption. It can out Mystic Mind, which is a problem for this deck. Unless you've got your Golden Lord Eldlich Engine going. But these 2 cards can be anything, as well as the cool buy. You could essentially cut these 3 for hand traps if you wanted to play 3 Veiler. But I do feel like these 2 spots in the deck are for traps for me going forward. I might try out different traps such as maybe Compulse, Torrential Tribute, or Ice Dragon's Prison. But for me, this tournament I used Paleozoic Dynamiscus and it worked exceptionally well whenever I saw it. So that's pretty much it for the main deck. For the extra deck, I played the Dogmatika package, so it was 1 Titaniclad and 1 Entis. Pretty self-explanatory. The Entis you can send off of the servants if you want going second and want some disruption. The Titaniclad for the full +3 combo. I ended up playing 1 Gachi Gachi and 1 Divine Arsenal Zeus. So the reason being for this is with no downed is because once you make the Gachi, you 9 out of 10 times are going to have to be protecting it, whether it's from a punishment, a conk, from battle. So 9 out of 10 times if you had a downed, you would have 3 materials, which is a bit of a waste. So my thought process was you make this, you attack, and you make a 2 material Zeus, you out whatever you need to out, and then if you have something like a Life Twin Home, or if you use the Life Twin, okay, obviously you can't use the Life Twin Home to get you because it locks you, but if you then have a Life Twin Home, you can still go into your full Life Twin combo by summoning out any of the Life Twins, and then linking them into the links, and then carrying on. So that was my thought process behind that. Then we obviously play the best card in the deck. This card is absolutely ridiculous. Triple Trouble Sunny. This card is absurd. 3/3 stronger than a Blue Eyes. Non-target send. A draw and a pop every turn. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Then we are playing 3 Kissy Kill, which I'm starting to have second thoughts about. I'm thinking of maybe cutting this down to 2, because although the Life Twin engine is absolutely insane going first, or in your first turn rather, in the follow-up, drawing the bodies is kind of weak, and you usually always have one of the evil twins to revive the other in your follow-up turns anyway. So I think 2 and 2 might be the play moving forward, just to get some more generic links in here, but it's definitely something I have to think on. Then we are playing 2 of the Lilo. This is the very important one, obviously, with your Cursed Old Land, so that to get that combo going, but you do only play 2. And then I did play the Blackluster Soldier for this tournament. In theory, it's really, really good because you can make it using Fleur de Lis as well as your Golden Lord, and it is an absolute powerhouse, very similar to like something like Borrow Load. However, every time I summon this, if it was a unicorn, it would have achieved the same thing. So unicorn would move a body attack for game. This I would just summon and attack for game. Like, it would achieve the same thing. Yes, unicorn has no protection, but I feel like it's just more versatile. So I might end up switching them out again, or maybe even cutting the third Kisikil for the Unicorn. And then for our last two cards in the extra deck, we're playing two Link 1s. The Lingaribo is for our Cyburst Life Twins, so we can still get into our Dogmatika engine, and the Link Spider, same thing. If you get nibbed, you can link into the Link Spider and you can still do full Dogmatika combos, I guess, as well as the cursed, the golden lands. You can link them off for Link Spider to get your Elixir search in the end phase. So that's pretty much it for the extra deck. The side deck is pretty standard, I would say. I play the Pankratops for Rogue as well as backrow decks. I ended up playing 2 Droll. This is for the bird matchup, both bird matchups. It's really, really good against. However, once again, I put them in, didn't see them and didn't need them. Somebody said to me, my teammate Robbie said to me that a format that has Droll and Lockbird in is an unhealthy format. And to be honest, although it is in this format and you can play it, I don't think it's a necessary card. I don't think it's one of those cards where you have to see it to win. So I think it's a pretty healthy format. I'm enjoying this format quite a lot. We are playing the 2 Gardala. This is obviously for both bird matchups. That barrier statue is pesky against our deck, very difficult to out unless we have something like Droplets or Dynamiscus. So just wanted some more removal for that. As well as 2 Dark Ruler No More, same thing, just turn off the bird board unless they have sent the Oath off of the kit and set up that board, which is absolutely disgusting. But between the Droplets, Dark Rulers, as well as the Gardalas, it should be enough, and you should at least see one against that matchup. Then I did expect a lot of back row at this tournament, and I mean I did go up against True Draco, so I ended up playing 2 Twister, 2 Cyclone, and 1 Duster, as well as the Pank, which is essentially a back row killer. And I felt that was a substantial amount of cards for back row decks. And then the final card was just for Sword Soul as well as Birds, 3-dimensional barrier. You call XYZ against Birds, you call Synchro against Sword Soul, and usually you end up just winning the game. And that's pretty much it for the deck profile, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, huge shout outs to Byron, Spell Speed for YGO. His channel will be linked down in the description below. He inspired me to make this deck. It was originally his concept. I believe he took it to a YCS and made day 2 YCS not too long ago, which is absolutely incredible. And yeah, thanks to him for sharing the concept with me and sharing his ideas with me, so I could make this 24-man, 5-round, Winamax OTS Locals first place deck profile. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Future Knight, signing out.